What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my new career mode. This is episode number 26, and we start today's episode off, the second episode of today, by looking at our scout report. Our youth scout has returned his first month's worth of players to us, and we'll take a look at them. As you can see, we stalled them though, didn't put any of them into our academy, and there you go. And also, Mexico came to us and said, "Would you manage our nation?" And I was like, "Well, I'll consider it, but the likelihood is that we'll end up rejecting it because, as I mentioned a few times before, now I'm not really interested in international management offer, at least not yet, unless it's a nation that really does interest me. Mexico, yeah, it could be alright, but to be honest, I'd rather just wait until a really big nation comes in I do want to manage, or just, sack them all off and say, forget it, we won't manage any nations this career mode, but we'll have to wait and see. Still, we take on Atletico Madrid for the first game of today's episode here, the first of 3 games in today's episode. We travel to the Vicente Calderon for the first game of today's episode, and our second game of the Champions League group stage. Of course, we won the first game away at Stamford Bridge, so coming into this game away at Vicente Calderon, this was, exactly how I sort of wanted the group stage to start as well. Taking on, I think, the two best sides in the group, both away from home. Get the games out of the way early on and try and pick up some points. And the first chance would fall to us directly from kickoff. Quagliarella had a great chance to open the scoring as he went through one-on-one, but Moya denied him with a superb save, and it went behind for a corner. And from the corner, it was crossed in. Ferenzi gets on the end of it, eventually shoots from just outside the area, and it goes behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game. In 21st minute, though, another good chance for Torino as Biselli plays that wide towards Darmian here. Takes it around Juan Fran, rises the slide challenge, gets himself inside. Really good run from Darmian, but the finish is just off target and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but some early chances for Torino. Exactly what we wanted to see. In the 31st minute, though, sadly for us, Atletico Madrid would score with basically their first attack of the game. Edison Cavani makes it 1-0 to Atletico Madrid, and the former PSG and Napoli man does make it 1-0 to the home side. So disappointed with that goal. Mainly because when the ball was crossed into the box there, I really felt as though we should have dealt with it. We've got some decent defenders in our side. We had a pretty decent defensive record last season, but how Cavani had a free headed out, I've got no idea. He pops it past Bernie, makes it 1-0 to Atletico Madrid, and the Uruguayan does open the scoring for the home side. So 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. In the 34th minute, we try to respond here and get ourselves back on level terms, and Mobile goes down left-hand side, takes it around Arda Turan, but the less said about this finish, the better. I think that's one of the worst finishes I've ever seen from one of my players. But it was still 1-0 to Atletico Madrid going into the break, and in the 75th minute it was still 1-0 to the host. We were struggling to get past them, really. They were putting a lot of bodies behind the ball, and I just couldn't get myself inside. But as Darmian crosses this ball in here, Quagliarella wins the header, but again Moya denies Quagliarella with a great save and keeps it at 1-0. What a stop that was, and it's still 1-0 to the home side. And in the 86th minute, we resorted to playing long balls forward. Martinez gets on the end of this one and shoots from a tight angle, but ends up hitting the post, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Really bad miss there, and it was how the game would finish as well. Atletico Madrid 1, Torino 0. How we didn't get at least a point from that game, I have no idea, because Atletico Madrid did nothing really other than seeing Cavani's header find the back of the net. We had quite a few good chances. Moya played really, really well in goal for Atletico Madrid. A couple of big saves, both to deny Quagliarella, and Martinez hit the post as well. So frustrated not to get a point from that game or anything, which I really felt as though we should have done, to be honest. But even so, you got to look at it this way. Our first 2 games of the group stage are out of the way now, and those are the 2 toughest ones, Chelsea and Atletico Madrid away from home. I was targeting, a maximum of 4 points and a minimum of 2 points, so to get 3, meet them in the middle, that's not really too bad at all, to be honest. That's probably what you were expecting, really. Maybe 2 if we didn't play well enough in the games, but even so, it's better than losing both of the games, for example, and getting off the worst possible start. 3 points, beating Chelsea, having a better head-to-head record as things stand, isn't bad. Yes, we're disappointed. It was our first loss of the season, of course, but even so, not disastrous. Still 4 games to go, and even so, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the other 4 games. Regardless, following that, we started a new month here, so you can take a look at the youth squad monthly report and also a squad report as well. See how the players are currently getting on in the team. A reminder, Quagliarella is retiring at the end of the season, so we won't be able to sell him in January or anything. And also look at the league table as well. 5 games in, 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats. Only 2 goals conceded so far in the league, and 9 goals scored as well. With 11 points, we sit in second place. So a relatively decent start to the new season here in the Serie A. Of course, our target this season is to win the title. And also the Champions League group stage, as you can see, 2 games in, a third of the way through. Atletico Madrid top with 4 points. We're second with 3. Better than Chelsea on the head-to-head record, who also have 3 in third place, and Austria Vienna have 1 point and are sitting in 4th place. But who do you think is going to go through to the knockout stage as well? It's a question for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to qualify for the knockout stage stages, and what teams do you think will miss out? Because, you know, no disrespect to Austria Vienna, but I'm pretty sure they will be missing out. So one of Torino, Atletico Madrid, or Chelsea will miss out on qualifying most likely. Who do you think it's going to be? Do you think we'll miss out, or do you think Chelsea will miss out, or do you think Atletico Madrid, who are the league's leaders so far, group's leaders so far, will miss out? Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to miss out on qualifying for the Champions League knockout stages? We take on Milan for the second of 3 games of today's episode. Here is Milan come and take us on to Stadio Olimpico di Torino. Of course, we beat Milan away from home in the penultimate game of the season last season, a really big win for us. But coming to this game at home, we drew the home game last season. The first chance fell to us, but Gabbiadini's shot goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, so still 0-0. And in the 14th minute, Danilo goes down the right-hand side, goes on a run our right back, finds Poloski, plays it back to our Brazilian fullback, down the right-hand side, takes it around Deschilio, gets himself inside the area. Great chance here as he drills in a cross, picks out Immobile at the far post, and Immobile makes it 1-0 to Torino. So he's had a very good start to his Torino career, and it's another goal for Immobile as he slides into the far post there and puts it past Diego Lopez. Although I will say I really think the Spanish goalkeeper should have done better. Immobile sort of, he slides to win the ball, and the shot is central at the goalkeeper, who dives early. That's the big thing. He dives early and just deflects off his gloves and goes into the side of the net. So Torino 1, Milan 0. We take the lead through Immobile. Another goal for him, but again, I really think the goalkeeper should have done better. Still 1-0 to the home side. That's the most important thing. From kickoff, though, a great chance for Milan to equalise straight away as Deschilio takes it round Danilo down the left-hand side. Great chance here as he keeps on going. Eventually ends up taking it past his man, swings it across towards Torres, and Fernando Torres makes it Torino 1, Milan 1. So Torres getting the goal and equalising for the away side directly from kickoff. The old striker, well, I guess he is kind of getting on now. The oldest striker anyway scores the goal and makes it Torino 1, Milan 1 there. Torres getting past his man, heading the ball past the goalkeeper and making it 1-1. So it is a really good header by Torres and everything, but I really think that Cher should have done better in the area there. He's 6'4", should have done a lot better of a job, but Torres does get his first goal of the season and make it Torino 1, Milan 1. In the 43rd minute, a great chance for Milan to take the lead in this game. Zabate finds Honda, who gave me so many problems last season in this fixture. He finds not Chirino, who shoots, but it's a good save by Bernie, and eventually we get the ball away. So still 1-1 going into the break, and the final chance before the half would fall here as Maximovic finds Çalhanoğlu inside towards Baselli. Baselli finds Florenzi through towards Immobile here, looking for his second goal of the game, turns his man and shoots, but it's a good stop by Diego Lopez, making up for his error in the first goal, and it's still 1-1 going into the second half. 7 minutes after the restart here, a great chance for Milan to take the lead for the first time in the game. Zabate finds De Jong, he picks out Notcherino, plays it through towards Deschilio, giving me problems all game. He picks out Poli here, turns his man, finds Honda, and Honda ends up putting his shot just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So he scored 2 goals in this fixture last season, but none in this one. And it was how the game would finish as well. Torino 1, Milan 1, so a draw in this game. 2 games without a win now. The stats were quite balanced, and I think the draw was the fair result as well, so I certainly can't complain about it. Hard to pick a player of the game, really, but Torres won it for me with his header, which went past Bernie into the back of the net to equalise for Milan. So final score, Torino 1, Milan 1, and again, I think the draw was the right result. Following that, Maximovic, our captain, came to us and said, would you give us a new contract? And I can't really afford to do so right now. Also pretty frustrating because he hasn't grown a single rating since we've arrived here at Torino, or he might have grown one actually. I think he might have started off as a 76, he's now 77. Anyway, he's not really developed much, which is a bit of a shame because he's so young. He's getting loads of first team football. He's regularly in the side. He is our captain, of course. He had a great season last season. He and Blanta had a great partnership. They both got into the team of the season, so it's kind of frustrating when the player doesn't grow, but even so, we can't afford to go for a new contract anyway. And there you go. We take on Hellas Verona for the third and final game of today's episode here as we travel to Verona to take on Hellas Verona. And the first chance would fall to us in the 26 minutes. Quagliarella comes through and shoots here, but his shot hits the post and goes behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0. Looking for a fast start in this game. Did have to rest the majority of players coming into this one as well due to fitness reasons. And in the 31st minute, we would get ourselves the first goal of the game as well. And it came through a new signing. Yassi Zardes, who signed for us on a pre-contract during January of last season, came in for the new season. Gets an opportunity to start in this game. So we did rest a lot of players in this one. And he does get his first goal for the club as well. And it's a really nice goal as well. Some nice skill down left-hand side. Cuts inside with a Berber spin and finesses the ball into the corner to make it Hellas Verona 0, Torino 1. So perfect start in this game. And a great chance to make it 2-0 in the 41st minute. Again, it's Zardes causing problems. His header is 1, but it's well saved by the goalkeeper and turned behind for a corner. And from the corner, Damian crossed the ball in, looks for Engels, comes away towards Zardes here, being the main man for us, picks out Benassi, and his curling shot goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So still Hellas Verona 0, Torino 1 going into the break. And just after after the break here, we win the ball back with Camisa, one of our academy graduates. Tries to turn his man, but keeps holding the ball. Picks out Quagliarella, fake shots around his man and shoots, and the shot goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So despite making 10 changes, I think it was, we were still playing really, really well in this game and looking really threatening every time we went forward. And in the 54th minute, we would get ourselves our second goal of the game, and it came through Martinez. The Venezuelan gets his first goal of the season, but the goal was made by the guy who scored our first goal, Zardes, the American, playing really, really well in this game. And what a lovely through ball that was. Absolutely superb by the pacey striker there, finding his other pacey striker, his partner up top there, with a fantastic through ball towards Martinez. He rounds the goalkeeper and does make it Hellas Verona 0, Torino 2. So he was starting in the centre attacking midfield or CF role in this game, but even so, he was bursting forward so many times. It was almost like we were playing with a 4-3-3, sort of three central strikers, and he does make it Hellas Verona 0, Torino 2. Again, Zardes goes closer in the 83rd minute to making it 3-0, but it was how the game would finish. A 2-0 victory for Torino, a really good performance by that man Zardes, and another win notched up for Torino. So delighted to return to winning ways there. A really solid performance. Probably should have scored more goals. You'll see by the match stats as well. The most important thing was the win though, and a very comfortable win for Torino too. But that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of my new career mode, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of my new career mode very soon.